Hello, today we will be taking a look at the history of the Demonlist. If you don't know what the Demonlist is, you should probably click off. We will go from the very beginning, when the pointercrate didn't even exist, and all the way to the future and predictions, what will happen to the Demonlist. This is how this video will work. The history of the Demonlist and the future will be divided into eras, segments, or historic eras, if you will. So sit back, play this in the background if you have to study or do homework, or any work that you need to do. So let's begin on our adventure, and let me tell you the story, how the Geometry Dash Extreme Demon community will eventually fall to its doom. Our story begins before pointercrate even existed, and there was just like a little spreadsheet or like a website where they would just rank demons from how they looked and not from how people played them or how many people completed them. I call this era the pre-pointercrate era because pointercrate did not even exist back then. That was the time when Cataclysm was being verified and stuff like that. That's when the first progress on that level was made. The first impossible levels like Silent Club were ever created, or Ice Carbon Diablo X. This Demonlist existed for a very long time actually. It went through the verification of Conical Depression, Cataclysm, Phobos, and even Bloodbath. Bloodbath was one of the last top ones that were ever placed on there, and after that a new Demonlist was formed. That Demonlist was ahead of its time, kinda, and it ranked them on a different level. This is gonna be a new era, the pointercrate era. This is the era we all know about. This is the era of the pointercrate Demonlist that we all know today. The white and blue list full of absolutely insane demons that some of us probably won't ever beat. This is also the era when Sonic Wave hacking scandal happened. Cyclic, in response to Riot making Bloodbath and verifying it, made his own top 1 extreme demon, Sonic Wave. And supposedly he verified it, but people were kinda skeptical about it. Then, sometime later, he came forward and confessed it to hacking pretty much every single of his completions and even cutting his Sonic Wave video. Then he left the community with no trace of him left. Post recording Kulmukuli here. Cyclic actually uploaded some 2.2 videos on the tower. So yeah, he's kinda back, and I don't know why no one talks about it. Now back to the video. Speaking of Sonic Wave, this is also where the RPG trilogy came in. The Yaragorasu, Erebus, and Sonic Wave. These are one of the most iconic extreme demons like ever, pretty much. Now we know that they're not as hard as they used to be. Nowadays it's just like they're kind of starter extreme demons, especially like Erebus or Yaragorasu. Sonic a little bit less, but they're one of the starter extremes. If we go into the time machine on the Demonlist, we can see a lot different things than we expected. Artificial Ascent on number 1, Sakupen Hell on number 2, Bloodbath number 3, Infernal Abyss number 4, and etc. Some levels like Cataclysm are on the 22nd place, which is kind of a shocker to me, which is like one space above Ice Carbon Diablo X, which is an insane demon nowadays. If we scroll a little bit lower, we can see a lot of insane demons, which is kind of weird, because there were like kind of a lot of extreme demons, definitely more than 55, which is the most you can scroll down, which is Wolf Step on that place. By the 1st of April 2017, the RPG trilogy already took place, and Bloodbath fell all the way to the number 9th spot, which is actually kind of fast. In 4 months it fell from 3 to 9. The RPG trilogy remained on top for pretty much the entire year until 2018, when it finally broke apart. But sooner or later, people knew that a new titan would rise, and that time came sooner than people thought. On the 21st of February 2018, a new top 1 would rise on the demon list. The name of the new legendary demon is verified by Nobbleboy himself. The level I'm talking about is, of course, the legendary Bloodlust. This was kind of a jump in the difficulty. Plasma Pulse Finale was on number 2 and Sonic Wave at number 3 at that time. Nobbleboy verified a legendary demon that would remain on the top of the demon list for pretty much a year. Many levels tried to dethrone the legendary Bloodlust, but to no avail. A whole year went by and people thought that Bloodlust wouldn't get dethroned for a very long time. You know what they say, a big king will eventually fall. It's the 9th of March 2019, Bloodlust was finally dethroned, and it was dethroned by none other than the legendary and absolutely a banger top 1, by the way, Zodiac. A brand new top 1 finally rose to the top, and it almost fell very quickly, but because Crimson Planet was placed in second very quickly after being verified. After Crimson Planet being verified in summer and placed on the demon list, the top 3 looked like this: Zodiac, Crimson Planet, and Bloodlust. On the 26th of December 2019, a level tried to dethrone the legendary Zodiac. You probably know it because of this meme. The level I'm talking about is, of course, Kinos. And this got actually very close to dethroning Zodiac, but they kinda stuck together on the demon list, even to this day. Zodiac stayed on his throne for a very, very long time. But, as I said, a king will eventually fall. The level that dethroned the legendary and a banger top 1 Zodiac was verified by none other than Dolphy. And I think we all know what top demon I'm talking about. I'm of course talking about the legendary collab by Riot, Tartarus. This demon was on a whole nother level. It was absolutely absurd. It's one of the first demons actually to have fixed hitboxes. Yes, you heard me right. Fixed hitboxes, which still appear in levels today, like pretty much every single level nowadays, like Avernus. But a level was trying to rival Tartarus, and it succeeded, kind of. On the 30th of May 2020, a new demon rose to the top. The level is called the Golden, even though it's green for some reason. But it didn't stay up there for too long, aka 4 months, when the Golden fell below Tartarus once again. That's how it stayed for a very long time. A lot of levels actually tried to dethrone Tartarus for a very long time, like Turfed and Sonic Wave Infinity, but they didn't succeed. But soon enough, everything was about to change. Everything seemed absolutely lost. People thought that Tartarus was the human limit, that no one could ever do something harder. But on the 4th of November 2021, the king fell. twice. Space UK verified the new limit. That limit and that level was called Slaughterhouse. This Extreme Demon was an absolute hell. Frame perfect, and it was just absurd. It stayed up there for a very long time, and it was dethroned not many times until the thing that bothered people the most was, especially Trick, was Firework, which was on the top for a few minutes before Slaughterhouse was added. And that means that Arthur was dethroned twice in the same hour. This era of the Demon List I named the Titan era because it completely changed how the top demons worked and were made. You'll see what I mean in just a few levels. Slaughterhouse and Firework, they marked the new era of the Demon List. In just a few months, absolute insanities started pouring in. Let me begin. Slaughterhouse, Abyss of Darkness, Succubine Circles, Firework, Arcturs, Oblivion, Hard Machine, Verdant Landscape, Aerial Gleam, Keras, Thinking Space, Lotus Flower. I could go on, but I'm not gonna. In a little over a year, Bloodlust was pushed to the 32nd spot, which is actually a lot. If you don't know, people don't really like Slaughterhouse that much, so people wanted a new top 1. They thought they got it with Succubine Circles and Abyss of Darkness, but people weren't happy with these two either, and they got dethroned by Slaughterhouse anyway. But a new spark of hope for a new top 1 appeared from Riot, the creator of Tartarus. The level I'm talking about is the former top 1, kind of a sequel to Tartarus, Akron. On the 27th of September 2022, Akron was placed on the Demon List, but it did not achieve what it was set to. It was placed at number 2 below Slaughterhouse. That's when I joined the community, and I didn't even know how hard levels were at the time, so I'll talk about more about my opinions later in the video. But sooner or later that year actually, Akron moved above Slaughterhouse, and it stayed up there for a whole year. But as I said many times before, a king will eventually fall. This time was completely by accident actually. The creator of The Golden made a sequel, if you can even call it that, because it wasn't even uploaded by him, but okay. The level I'm talking about is of course Avernus. I actually kinda was in the community more like into Geometry Dash at that point, and when I saw this being placed at number 1, I actually thought it was a cool top 1. Other people didn't really like it that much. On 23rd of April it was put on the 2nd spot, but in 6 months it moved on the number 1 spot above Akron. And then Akron moved on the top again and then moved back up, so they kind of swapped. And that was kind of ironic because Akron was a sequel to Tartarus and Avernus was a sequel to the Golden. Which is kind of ironic because they both swapped. So let's see how that happens with Amethyst and the Eternus. That would be actually kind of funny if the same would happen. Around that time, Silent Clubstep also got verified, but it was kind of disappointing because it got placed at number 3 when people thought it would place at number 1, which I'm still kind of sad about, but it's fine. Do you remember Space UK verifying Slaughterhouse? Well, around this time, his fame fell flat low because he was exposed for hacking pretty much every single of his completions including what started everything, the golden. Then Slaughterhouse significantly fell on the demon list, and it's still falling to this day. Also, he completed the golden afterwards to like close out this case, which is kinda nice, I guess. This leads us to the present day. Tidal Wave has been placed on number 1, which I'm still upset about if you were wondering. And this is what we know so far. This is the history of the demon list. But as we know, everything will continue. Because there's more upcoming top 1s, then there's Yu-Gi-Oh cards in my room sitting on my table as I recorded this, which is actually a lot. This leads us to the next era. The era I call Demon Overflow era. This is the future, so this is gonna be a lot of speculation on this part. So yeah, enjoy my speculations for the rest of the video. And if you can't take opinions or speculations from other people, like pretty much everyone in my comments, you should probably click off the video right now. So sooner or later, the demon list will absolutely overflow with top demons, and some levels like Bloodlust will be probably pushed off the demon list very quickly. Let's just talk about some of the levels that are coming up. Ascension to Heaven, Orochi, Dawn 618 the remake, and pretty much every single extreme demon that you know about from the top 1 demon showcases that are absolutely everywhere. There is also a part of this era that is affected by 2.2. For example, Ascension to Heaven is getting completely revamped and completely redecorated because 2.2 came out, and they could have just added some effects and it would be completely fine, but I don't know why they did. Like I said, the demon list will be absolutely overflown by demons. Especially it will be overflown by Walmart versions of Slaughterhouse, and I have no idea why there are so many of, and it will just be an absolute chaos. Level upon level they will be placed on the demon list, overthrowing each other, and levels like Akron will be soon on the 40th spot, because I once saw a video where there were like 50 top 1 extreme demons. Yeah, it will fall in about 1 year, I think. After that, people think that the difference in difficulty between them will be so little that they will be constantly switching. But I have a little bit of a different prediction what will happen. And that is the thing I foreshadowed at the beginning of the video. This predicted era will take a few years to take place, but it probably will not be too long. Maximum 1.5 years or maybe 2 years. This era marks an absolute insanity. My prediction that this era will bring levels that are so hard that it's just up to pure luck to complete them. People will just throw attempts, and people will not be able to click fast enough or accurate enough to even complete the levels, and it will just be up to pure luck on every single click. Another thing that could happen is that levels will just be random, like 1 in a billion chance to actually get the ending. It'll just be like a Slaughterhouse ripoff, and then 1 in a billion chance that actually you complete the level. And this is how it will probably end. Just random chance that you will complete the level, or you will just throw attempts until you complete them. Or they will just become so inconsistent that no one will even be able to complete them at all. And that would mark the end of the demon list as we know it. People would start using weird techniques, and they still wouldn't be able to complete those levels. And the demon list will just be a weird place at that time. One thing that might happen in this era is that people would start verifying impossible levels. They would go to the impossible levels list and look at a level that no one has completed before and absolutely grind attempts and hope that they somehow get to the end without dying. This would bring catastrophe on the demon list, as if no one can complete the harder level, one level would just stay on top, and no one can dethrone it. One example of that would be Eternus, which is built with choke points in it, which is already very inconsistent. And what's the point of the demon list if there are no harder levels coming? What would happen to it if people would stop making harder levels and verifying them? Well, they would probably move to the platformer demon list. There is so much to do there. It's practically a new thing, and at that point they would be on a whole new level than it is today. People would move from the normal list to the platformer list, and the demon list would be left in ashes and absolute destruction. So that was the history of the demon list. It went from a list which ranked the new hardest levels to a list that ranks absolute insanities and levels that are barely completed and rely on just pure luck. So yeah, that's it. Hope I see you in the next video. Make sure to subscribe and like if you enjoyed, and yeah, that's it. Peace.